Hey, collective. Welcome back for a daily message. I got a very specific message for one person that I'm going to say this is not going to be for everybody, and it is big. It is so big. Okay, someone here who has been really, it's not even putting in the work. It's like you've just become better. You've just become greater. You've really changed, and you were able to do it in a way that no one else has been able to do it. 33 on the clock. You really have. You've been doing it in a way that it's really helped someone with a lot of money. I just got to say it. Somebody came across something that you had posted and it greatly benefited them. They heard something, it really affected their heart, and they've really taken to you, and it's like they see something. I did hear something about private investigator, so maybe, I don't know if they want you to work with them at some point, or what this is about, but they were saying you really are who you say you are. Like you do what you say you're going to do. You don't lie. Like, you don't tell people one thing and then turn around and do something else. And it's very evident that you really walk your walk. And there's someone who wants to bless you big time, like huge. $100,000, 33. They're telling me $100,000. Somebody wants to give that to you. And it's like $5 or $10 for them, and they know that it would benefit you greatly. They know you would be so, 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 so appreciative of this. I'm going to cry for you. um, but they, for whatever reason, they want to remain anonymous, and they have not been able to figure out a way to get you the money and remain anonymous. Sources saying it's most likely going to end up in a situation where you get a knock on the door. There's an official person with a package. They ask to speak with you. I mean, I don't know if it's like an attorney or an assistant. I don't know, something. And they bring you this package. They talk to you about, like, there's a letter in there, written in there, and then there's like a non-disclosure agreement in there about you not being able to speak about who this person is or the fact that you got this money or anything like that. It's got to be completely quiet. It's got to go status quo, day to day. They want you to know this person's very serious about getting this to you. They know that it would help you immensely and it would really benefit your career and get it off the ground in a big way. Like, it would do amazing things for you. And they really are. I just heard within 2 weeks. So I'm gonna cry. That is just, guys, that is huge. Okay, so now I'm gonna get into the message part. I had to tell somebody that. I'm blown away. They brought that to me in meditation last night. I dreamt about it all night. I woke up with the same message on my mind this morning in meditation, cried through meditation for that, and then I was like, I gotta go share this. Like, somebody needs this. And it's like, don't lose hope. Um, okay, so for example, there may be a circumstance or situation that comes up where, yeah, foresight, there it is. um a situation that comes up where you're offered something. Like, for example, I just got called back from an old employer who wants me to come back. Yesterday morning they called and said, we really would love to have you back. And it's like, I was considering it. I'm like, really considering it because, I know it's a solid, steady paycheck every week for another organization, but working on my own and doing things now is it's not as steady. So it's like money can come in, but it won't come in steadily in the beginning. So I had to make a decision on whether or not I wanted to go back to this old position. And it was a good job. It was an amazing, out of all the jobs I've ever worked, this was by far my favorite one. And it's like, is the universe testing me? Because here I am. I took the leap of faith. I did what they told me to do, and then boom, my old job's calling me back. Like, please come back. So it's flattering. It's very flattering to have that, but at the same time, it really got me all worked up yesterday, because it's like, that's money in my hand right now, and then this is like up in the air, and you want me to do the up in the air thing, and this is solid. Like, I don't like that feeling. And that's kind of what I'm getting here, is like, you're going to be in a position where you have multiple offers to make money in multiple different ways. There's something here about a group of you who don't even, it's like you don't even realize how many skills you have, and you don't realize like these little things that you do just kind of like 5 minutes here, like boom. Somebody else would grab that and they would take hold of that and they would run with it and end up making millions. But you're not realizing that there's value in a lot of things that you do. And they want you to start realize that the value of yourself. They are saying there's some insecurity that needs to be worked through still. Sorry. They're saying that um, there are things. Okay, so like I just gave you that example. Like you sit and you do something for 5 minutes. It seems like it makes you feel good. It seems insignificant. It's menial to you, but it's not menial. It's not menial. That's actually what you should be focusing on, because when you build that skill, that's where the majority of your income will start to come in. Um, there's something about you being afraid of the unknown, which is pretty common. That's not something that's not typical. But they want to point out like you've been living in the unknown for a very long time and you've been navigating it well. So they want you to work on trying to relax in the unknown, because there's still kind of that panic in your chest when you don't have the answer to something, or you don't know how something's going to come about. There's still a bit of a panic there. That is the insecurity to work through. This is going to happen in your dorsal vagus nerve, not the ventral up in the head. It's going to be more in the dorsal area, and that's kind of like where you have that fight or flight, like with a possum. Like when a possum gets scared and their dorsal vagus nerve, it fires off and their whole body just freezes, and it's a defense mechanism, to make play dead. And it's like humans have that too, and that's, you see it a lot in children, because they're around parents and people that they don't have the choice. So their bodies, their dorsal vagus nerve will activate, and then they will shut down. And it's like a defense mechanism in the beginning, but it rewires how your body works. And for the longest time, we used to think that everything came from the head down, but now research is showing that it's actually coming from down up. And that's a big deal, because the dorsal vagus nerve that runs and like weaves between all of your organs. That's a big deal, and you have some trapped old emotions in there. And here's the thing about expressing these emotions: you just have to admit it. You don't have to do it. Your body will naturally reset. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Your body will naturally reset itself just as you start admitting what's going on inside of you. So the things that you're afraid to admit to yourself are the very things they want you to express this week, or even on this day. Like, just look in the mirror and start expressing it. Because when you look into your eyes, you're not going to be looking into your eyes. You're going to be looking into your soul. You're going to be looking into your inner being, speaking to your inner being through your eyes. And it's going to shift something inside of you when you are able to admit something. Like, sometimes we're afraid to admit our fear because we're afraid if we admit it, then it comes true. But it's not. It's like you're vibrating that fear inside of your body, and it's going ooh, inside of your body. You want the fear to calm down. Let that dorsal vagus nerve calm down so that everything else in your body naturally just starts to operate. So it's all just about the admission of, I heard guilt, admission of guilt, feeling guilty for something, and forgiving yourself for something. Okay. Okay. This is where they want you to be in your head. This is what you've been doing. You've been rebirthing yourself. You've been taking action. You've been healing. You've been growing. You've been learning new things. You've been dismantling what doesn't work for you. And law of attraction is about to really pop off for you. So I just saw 1001, which is a mirror. And I was just talking about mirrors. So they really want you focusing on this. When you do this type of healing, it is vitally important and necessary that you take the time to relax and recharge afterwards. Sometimes when you pull up these emotions, it's going to trigger anger or something where you got to like get that out of you. But they're coming across with, your body is going to feel very tired after you do these things. And they want you, it's like, yeah, you have a lot to get done, but what you need to get done is letting your body rest and integrating what it just went through. It just cleared out a bunch of trauma. And clearing out a bunch of trauma, your body is going to be tired. So if you feel naturally tired, or you have those moments where it's like your whole body feels heavy and you just don't want to move, it's like doing anything feels like super hard. They want you to know that is going to pass. That is your dorsal vagus nerve healing, and it will pass. In your heart, you are fully focused on the new. In your heart, it's like your only desire is to receive something that you haven't received yet. Like to go after something that's new, to feel fresh and alive in your life. It's like you're somebody that's not focusing on pain anymore. You're trying to figure out how to move yourself forward, and source is letting you know the only thing blocking it is you admitting some things and letting those tears and those emotions bubble up. Because there's a difference between emotional dysregulation and soul dysregulation. There's a huge difference. When your soul is dysregulated, your inner being, your spirit team, they will bring you that information through your nervous system. You will feel, when you're like irritated and you're just like holding your head and you're antsy and you don't know which way to go and you want to go to bed, but your body's not tired. Your mind is, but your body's not. That is an overactive vagus nerve. That is your body. That is your inner being letting you know, hey, you are living something right now that needs to be released. And until this is released, this is how you're going to feel. So that is one way. The emotional dysregulation is completely different. It's circumstantial, it's fleeting, it's in the moment. But with soul dysregulation, when it comes to healing emotions for soul dysregulation, you will know what it's about. You will have that in your mind. Your soul will tell you specifically where the dysregulation is. If it is an emotional dysregulation where you're having like a knee-jerk reaction, that is completely different. And I would recommend, if you want more detail on that, because I've learned it through Christina Lopes. She posted some wonderful, she has the best content, and she hasn't been on there a while, but she's recently posted again, and that was one of her videos. So if you are interested, please go watch her. She's got all the nitty gritty details on that. And no, I don't get an endorsement for that. I just share it because it helps. Okay. In your soul, this is the soul card. Look where you have in the soul card. This is where the work needs to be done. So your physical world is fine. Your physical world, like you're actioning and you're doing things and being successful. It is the mental world, which is tied to what? The insecurities that I was talking about earlier, understanding your worth. This is the soul dysregulation. There's a decision that needs to be made. And I'm really focused because I grab the cards they tell me to. So the imagery is important. In this Two of Swords, they're back to back. So there's something going on here with something from a relationship or relationships, many, from the past, where this was the kind of neglect that was happening. And obviously in other areas of life, not just laying in bed, but it's just there was neglect, a lot of neglect, and it caused some insecurities, and that's what you're healing. Everything else is like your soul, that's the work right now. And I just heard once you do this big clearing, whenever you get to the point where you can do this clearing, um, it's like money just starts to pour into you. Yeah, I love it. I'm going to leave it there. I'll see you in the next one. Peace and love.